Hi guys, I just want to share real quick this idea I've had about workflow for AI generated code. So in this workflow, I'm going to start by working on some markdown files, or basically functional, maybe a bit technical specification files. I call those intent files. And I'm going to use Aider. So first thing, I need to make sure that Aider has a fresh repo map, and I'm going to add the intent file in the context, and I'm going to ask Aider to create content for that file. Okay, in the intent file, I want to document a function called countWords. That function will take as input a text. Also, the function will be written in TypeScript. The function will analyze the text and find all the words in the text, count all the occurrences of each word, and return a list of objects. And every object should have a name, a word, field, and a count. And I want the output to be sorted by, well, descending order, descending count order. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, so Markdown is great in our case because it's both very human readable and machine readable. So it's a good place for us to communicate with the AI. Okay, input, output, list of objects. Okay, great. Now, add an example section in the intent file. I want some code that calls the countWords function, but no implementation yet. Don't implement anything yet at this point. Yeah, I'm trying to be precise that we shouldn't implement anything yet, because Aider or LLMs in general can be a bit eager to jump to implementation phase, and we want to refrain that. Okay, this sample text with several words. My text is sample. Okay, great. Word count. Okay. In the example, make the input text simpler so that you can provide the expected output. Okay, hello world, hello, that's great. That way we have an expected output. That makes more sense. Great. Okay, that's exactly what I wanted. Okay, just implemented in TypeScript. It's pretty obvious for me at this point. Okay, great. Now that we have that, I want to create a test file. The idea is that I still don't want to jump to implementation phase. I want to delay that until the very last moment. So I really constrain the problem, describe the problem fully. The intent file is really a functional specification, and I want the technical specification to be written in the test file. Once we have the functional and technical specifications, the AI will have all it needs to generate the implementation code. So let's go create the test file. Okay, create a test file for the countwords function. I don't really need to say much more because the specifications in the intent file are already here. So okay, he wants me to run the test. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, I'll do it again, but I was not specific enough about something. Okay, create a test file for the countwords function. I'm using vtest. So I don't want vtest. Okay. Okay, that's better. We'll create the new file. We don't want to run the tests because we don't have implementation code, so that doesn't make sense to run the tests. Okay, let's see the tests. Okay, that makes sense. We don't have the implementation code yet. Should count words correctly and return them sorted by, yeah, that's too much. Like, he's testing everything at once. So but okay, that's good for a first test, but I want to add some cases, you know, corner cases. So you see that right now in our context we have two files. We have the test file and the intent file, and that's exactly what we want. I'm just going to clear the chat history because it's getting cluttered at this point. Okay, then voice. In the test file for the countwords function, I want you to create tests for the corner cases, such as punctuation or whatever you can think of. So this is where AI are great, because they're like, it can be very tiresome to think of all the corner cases, and AI, they're just so creative. So they're really bringing a lot of value on the table here. Okay, case insensitive, punctuation, empty array for empty string, strings with only punctuation, expected result. Yeah, okay, but that's a bit overcomplicated. Okay, no, it still wants to run the test. I don't want to run the test. Okay. In the test file, simplify the tests. I don't want to create a variable for the expected output. I want the expected output to be inlined in the assertion. Okay. Okay, I like it better that way. Hello. Okay. Okay, still not running the commands. And we're good. I think we're good. Okay. Then at this point, create the countwords function. Okay. He created the countwords function. Now we have the function. So now we can run the test. Okay. Let him run the tests. And the test pass. Well, obviously. So this is really a so simple example, and you don't, well, it doesn't prove anything. I mean, you could do that with vibe coding and it would work perfectly. I just wanted to share the idea that maybe and I want to experiment on that in the near future. When you use that approach in larger projects, well, it will allow you to scale more, because every step of the way you will have your intent code, you will have your test codes, and all the the correlations between the intent in the implementation code and the test code. This will create a whole class of examples for your code base and for the AI that will generate the rest of the code. So after a while in your project, I expect that you can use all the code that you already created to generate new code, and that should work. Well, in principle, I think it should work. Also, there's one thing that I think is really powerful in this, is that in the future, if this in one way or another takes off, and that we start generating code like that and putting this code in public repositories and training our future models on this code, the training data will be so much better than the training data we currently have. Currently, we only have implementation code to train our models. But if we train our models with these triplets of intent, test, and implementation code, then our models will be able to infer almost 100% eventually from intent code. It will be able to generate almost perfect implementation code directly, or that's what I believe at least. So thanks for watching. Hope you had a good time. Bye.